The purpose of this resource is to provide guidance for utilizing scaffolds that are embedded in your EL Education District curriculum. Scaffolding is an instructional method that progressively moves students toward greater independence and understanding during the learning process. It's a temporary support that acknowledges what students already know, the barriers they will face in achieving new learning goals, and the instructional supports that will benefit them in negotiating those barriers. Throughout this learning opportunity, we'll focus on examples of scaffolds that already exist within the EL education lessons using Lesson 2 from Grade 5, Module 1, Unit 1. An EL education scaffold overview document for elementary ELA grades 2 through 5 can be found in Learning Central under the appendix within each grade level module and in the teacher planning tools for your grade level curriculum. Please refer to this document for additional supports as you plan. The lesson components listed on the slide are where you can locate embedded scaffolds within lessons and will be highlighted throughout this presentation. Looking at the teaching notes section, you will see that the focus is on the chapter titled Las Papayas in Esperanza Rising and Article 23 of the UDHR. Students will examine how this chapter fits into the overall structure of the text as well as make connections between the UDHR and Las Papayas. Remember that conversation cues, Goal 1, are included in the lesson to encourage all students to talk and be understood. The strategies listed for supporting English language learners may be helpful to all students, regardless of language proficiency. Some students find it challenging to complete the complex close read in the amount of time allotted. Consider focusing on just sections of Article 23. You could also simplify some of the vocabulary in Article 23 for some of your learners. See an example here. Also, explain to students that even though it says him, that is referring to male or female, but in documents, him is often used. The Universal Design for Learning provides strategies for reaching different students in different ways they learn. In this lesson, when students are to make connections between Esperanza Rising and the UDHR, you could provide multiple representations of these connections by providing a symbol, word, or phrase that shows the connection they are making. Consider chunking the reading into sections and asking after each section how that connects to the UDHR. This allows students to make connections easily and to demonstrate the comprehension more readily. Allow some students to choose their way to express their progress in a less public method, possibly having them shade one of the colors on a corner of a page in their student materials book instead of displaying it publicly. There are many vocabulary words in this lesson, and some are complex. As you can see, one is specific to the lesson, and the rest are specific to Article 23 of the UDHR. Tell them all, but you may want to focus on just a few to add to your word wall. Continue to have a student write the word on a sentence strip or note card with a simple illustration. Use total physical response by creating hand motions to represent each word you add to your word wall. Remember, you may have those who need heavier support, needing individual word lists based on their English language development or other needs. Remember to have students add unfamiliar vocabulary words to their academic and domain-specific lists. In Opening A, feel free to unpack the learning targets using the hand motions you created to the word structure in Lesson 2. In Opening B, discuss the chapter. If you have Spanish-speaking students in your class, have them translate Las Papayas to English and make sure to add this to the Spanish-English dictionary chart. Also, have them provide any Spanish-English translations from pages 23 through 38. When you discuss story structure, remember students who need heavier support may have their own story structure organizers to add to as you add to the class anchor chart. After reading Las Papayas, there's a mini language dive available in the teacher guide on page 98 through 99. Language dives benefit all students and can challenge even those performing above grade level.